Hello and welcome to True North EV. I'm your host, James. Today we're diving into a topic that's generating a lot of buzz in the Canadian automotive world: the potential entry of Chinese electric vehicles into our market, whether through imports or domestic manufacturing. Now, I know this can be a polarizing subject, but let's explore it with an open mind and think about what it could mean for Canadian drivers, our economy, and our climate goals. Before we jump in, let's set the stage. China has rapidly become the world's largest EV market and producer. Companies like BYD, NIO, XPeng, and Geely are leading global innovation in battery tech and affordable EVs. Here in Canada, demand for EVs continues to grow, but many Canadians still face real challenges: high purchase prices, long wait lists, and limited options in affordable segments. Let's look at where we stand today. Despite strong, though fluctuating, federal and provincial incentives, EVs still only make up about 8% of new vehicle sales in Canada. I believe it's growing at, well, I know it's growing. We're about 10% of new vehicle sales in Canada. And the average new EV somewhere between $60,000 and $70,000. That's a steep price for most families. What we're missing are truly affordable EVs, vehicles in the $25,000 to $35,000 range that still offer good range and quality. That's exactly where many Chinese automakers have focused their efforts. So, what could Chinese EVs bring to Canadian roads? First and foremost, affordability. Models like the BYD Dolphin and Seal are getting global attention for delivering strong performances at a much lower price. The Dolphin, for example, offers over 400 kilometers of range, although I think that is on the more lenient scale. Even call it 300 kilometers of range, and costs the equivalent of around $30,000 in other markets, far below most comparable North American EVs. And it's not just about price. Chinese automakers are pushing boundaries in battery tech. Companies like CATL and BYD are advancing lithium iron phosphate batteries, which offer better cold weather performance and improved durability, which is the main concerns of a good chunk of North Americans. Many of these vehicles also come with cold climate features standard, things like heat pumps and battery preconditioning, not as pricey upgrades, but built in. That's a big win for our winters. Now, some of you might be wondering, wouldn't importing Chinese EVs hurt Canadian auto jobs? That's a valid concern, but there's another perspective. Many Chinese automakers aren't just looking to export cars. They're actively seeking global manufacturing sites. Canada has a lot going for it: clean electricity, a skilled workforce, and critical mineral resources for batteries. That makes us an attractive destination for EV manufacturing facilities. Provinces like Ontario already have strong auto infrastructure, and Quebec is quickly becoming a hub for electric vehicle innovation. If we play it right, we could attract major investments, create thousands of jobs, and build vehicles designed specifically for North American conditions. Remember when Japanese automakers entered the North American market? Honda and Toyota were once seen as outsiders. Now they're key players in Ontario's economy. We could be the start of something similar. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: concerns about quality and safety. It's true, early Chinese vehicles had mixed reputations, but fast forward to today, and many models are earning 5-star safety ratings in Europe's NCAP's testing, some of the strictest in the world. Brands like NIO and XPeng are even leading in driver assistance tech, offering features that rival or exceed what legacy manufacturers provide. Of course, there is also legitimate concerns about data security and intellectual property. Those must be addressed with clear regulations to ensure cybersecurity, privacy, and safety standards are fully met. From a climate standpoint, boosting EV adoption is essential to hitting Canada's emission targets. if more affordable Chinese EVs help more Canadians make the switch from gas to electric, that's a big win for the environment. Also, a big win for some of these provinces like Manitoba, Quebec, BC that are owned, their utility companies are arm's length companies that help bring money into the province. But we also need to consider the full environmental footprint, including where and how these vehicles are built. That's why encouraging domestic manufacturing powered by clean energy and following Canadian environmental standards could be a smarter move than relying solely on imports. So, what do you think? Would you consider a Chinese made EV if it offered better value? What would hold you back? Send us your thoughts, truenorthevpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're somewhere other than Canada or US and you already drive a Chinese EV, we'd love to hear about your experience with it. I guess also you got some of these ones, Volvo and all that kind of are already Chinese vehicles that, if you got any thoughts about that, just reach out. Let me know what your thoughts are or how you're liking or not liking your Chinese EV. And before we wrap up, I want to give a shout out to Bodhi and his excellent podcast, Kilowatt. If you enjoyed this discussion, Bodhi dives even deeper into EV news and tech. His show's definitely worth listening to. And if you liked today's episode, hit that subscribe button wherever you get your podcast and leave us a review. It helps other EV fans find the show or EV curious. Got an idea for a future episode? Shoot it my way. And for more EV resources, you can check out Manitoba Electric Vehicle Association at manitobaev.ca or find us on Facebook at True North EV. And thanks for tuning in to True North EV. I'm James, and I'll catch you later.